Hello family, and welcome to Take Charge Tarot. I'm being called to do a reading about, it's quite simple, should I stay or should I go? That is what I'm being told. So for whomever this relates, we can maybe call this, I think we just had the Scorpio full moon yesterday, but yeah, should I stay or should I go? That's what the reading is. So someone or someone's out there are having a lot of concerns. Maybe some of you have been doing the back and forth for a little bit. All will be revealed, of course, with the cards, and we'll go from there and see what's what. We're using the Light Seers deck here, okay? Light Seers deck. And let's see what is up for should I stay or should I go? Someone out there needs to hear this, okay? Okay, right. Okay, so I'm definitely getting, there is a lot of, this is definitely an emotional connection. This is, and I know this because a lot of cups are represented. A lot of cups. This is interesting. So I'm definitely talking to someone with a romantic connection. And this is the past placement, and this tells me without a doubt that it was this person just came full in. What do I mean by full in? I mean, they came on the horse, they came with the roses, they came with, the romantic picnic, the love note, the roses, as I mentioned, and of course on their white horse. I'm getting, so I'm hearing too good to be true. But again, I don't want to pathologize that, right? So how do I put this delicately, or just, I kind of tell it like it is. There's nothing wrong with being swept off your feet. That's a beautiful thing. I think, we know that that's not reality as far as relationships go, but there is, I'm not going to be a downer and say the romance is just, complete artifice. There was a definite connection that brought you together. I'm not getting the vibe that this is someone that you have known, that this was a friend that then became a lover. I'm getting the feeling that you met this person as a lover. Or, I mean, if anything, someone that came back in, maybe you knew them in the past, you didn't necessarily have, I'm trying to get it so you can see all the cards. You maybe didn't have you maybe knew them in the past, but then when they came back in, it was a romantic situation. But let's move on to this. What I'm seeing definitely in the trajectory of this relationship, and I'm not getting that you guys have been together too long enough, I would say 6 months is coming to mind, something in the less than a year, but I'm getting multiple months, where you had that romance phase. Then it's like, okay, is this what I really want? Is this really, I've got some choices. Is what I'm seeing true? Sort of deciphering between the romance, the magic, the illusion, and what's really there. And I'm happy to say that being in this process right now, you're definitely going to have a clear understanding of what's what. So that's good. It's, justice is not gushy mushy. It's not romantic. Justice is a lot of things. And in this reading, this tells me this is both you and your inner self. One thing I love about her depiction in this card, Chris-Anne, the person who created this, is she's showing that part of being reflective and part of the, how shall I put it, the karmic balance and the equation of things that holds everything together requires kind of both an outer self and an inner self. It's a two-way process here. Now, it seems to me like you're kind of, but as soon as I put the card down, I got the feeling that you're already walking away. You know, you're kind of already, you're already kind of done. Or, that's what's interesting, or I see you walking towards your person. Now, I'm not, the reading's not telling me, yes, you should, no, you shouldn't. What I am, because that's up to you. I provide some guidance, and the cards really do. I don't do much. Spirit works through me, and I just deliver the message. But rarely does Spirit say, run, get away. Sometimes they do. Sometimes Spirit says that. But most often, it really wants to say that there really is no wrong choice, and that you're in a position to make a decision, listen to your guidance. So that's always first and foremost, I believe, in a reading. What's interesting is, we've got the King and the Queen of Cups. So let's talk about cups here. We've got, out of a 7-card reading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards are cups. So if you are wondering why this is such a strong connection, I'm here to tell you it's a strong connection. You're emotionally really, really taken with each other. It's not just you. The other person, in fact, if anything, you're kind of being pragmatic about it right now. They're trying to get clear about what they're feeling. Excuse me, have some water. My sense is that your person, excuse me, is really needing, they may have taken a step back. This represents them. They may have taken a step back. They may have taken it upon themselves to just say, okay, look, this is all so intense. I need to basically meditate for a bit. That may not look like him or her or them actually sitting in a lotus position meditating. However, they are definitely, they're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed, and not this second they're not overwhelmed. They were overwhelmed, but right now they're just like, okay, just let me get back into my body. I mean, it's really, I have to say, just from a sort of pulling focus back and looking at the whole connection, it's vibrant, it's beautiful, it's lovely. Right now, I'm not getting that this is something like lifelong. Maybe I'm hearing I was divorced. I'm divorced, and this is like a first connection outside of that, outside of this, major, if not divorce, major breakup. I use the word divorce very in quotations, right? If you've lived with someone for 10 years and you were together, and you're not together now, that's a divorce, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't get that either of you were looking. I mean, this is the other thing. You weren't looking for this. You weren't looking for this intensity, but you've got it. And it absolutely wowed the both of you. Possible work relationship, I don't know. Met through work, maybe you don't work together, but you met through work. I don't know. I'm getting that. Again, remember, this is a general reading, so this will resonate for some, not so much for others. Some things may resonate. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. Now, here's the thing. So let's focus on what I keep picking up. I have to say this. So, there's also clairsentience, sort of like a feeling. There's this feeling of nervousness. I'm getting this sense of you were both just completely sort of sidelined by this. And it's very exciting, and it's also sort of anxiety producing is the feeling that I'm getting. And that's okay. That's what I'm hearing, is that's okay. It's just that it's unfamiliar territory. And in this instance, for the both of you, you're both very, you're not used to this sort of thing. You're not used to this dramatic, like, tidal wave. I'm getting that maybe for one of you or both of you in your previous marriage, marriage came out. So marriage, i.e. relationship, you weren't used to this, this sort of a thing. You might have had more, just maybe stability or, but again, what's really coming through here is the intensity. So let's focus on this card, Nine of Cups, which you can't see on camera, which I'm going to move everybody over here if we can. Nine of Cups, this is really important because this is the card that signifies the way through or the obstacle. It can be one or the other. So as the obstacle and or the way through, you both want this. That's the thing. You didn't go looking for it. Neither of you, you're not rom-com watchers. You aren't necessarily, romance, what's the word I'm looking for? Consumers. But romance definitely found you. And you're both very, maybe I can put you down here. There we go. You're both very, yeah, you're taken by each other. I mean, there's just no question. What seems to be, this is so interesting. I did a reading yesterday and it was like the opposite of this. So it's just kind of, I'm sort of catching up with that. This is kind of both what you both want this, right? Maybe you know that in some part of yourself, maybe again, not resonate with everybody, but for whoever I'm talking to, you both want this connection. This is, the obstacle is, in this case, not letting yourself just accept it, receive it. So this is a wish, as I said, wish fulfillment card, wish coming true. In this case, neither of you were conscious that this is what you really wished. Maybe you had like a trace dream or a little like daydream of something, but it really is out of character of how you have lived your lives and what your lives have produced in other relationships. So you don't really have a map for this. This is just new territory. You're having to trust feelings. It's not what you normally do. Not to say that you distrust feelings, but rather, you have a more balanced approach. Maybe you're more logical, steadfast. I'm getting that whoever I'm talking to is more earthy. They're more earth types. Like you're more of a Pentacles person, which your card, this signifies you, and this signifies your other person. You're more of a, plodding, taking it slow. This didn't come to you slow. This came to you really intensely. Definitely faster than you would expect. Speed's not so much an issue. It's coming up in this reading as much as just the intensity of feeling. Almost a feeling of like, finally I found you. A soul connection. I'm not picking up, it's not like soulmate. And I want to be clear. I don't necessarily, those aren't words I use that I like believe in. And that is okay if you feel like this is a soulmate connection. I'm not surprised. That language doesn't have to resonate with you. I'm definitely getting, I kind of want to clarify wish fulfillment because, clarify Nine of Cups for me, please. What do we got here? That's right. Okay. This makes a little sense. It's hard for you guys to believe, the two of you, and just to be clear, when I say guys, I mean that colloquially. I could be talking to any gender combination, entirely, this should just resonate with you as a human, however you identify. But there's been you both, you're not fresh out of your previous relationships, but you're definitely out of whatever the thing was long term. There's still kind of a shadow. There's still kind of remnants of the pain You're not raw. Neither of you are raw. I'm getting the sense that you're both ready, quote unquote, right? This isn't a matter of like, I'm not ready, they're not ready, I should take, none of that. The timing is right here. The timing is right. It's just that the both of you are needing to, you don't jump into things typically. That's something that the both of you share. You're not the same person. You're different people, obviously, but this is to say you're not like identical in this regard. Yeah, I'm definitely getting you just have to take a chance. And that is really up to you all. Because this has too good to be true written all over it. And both of you are feeling that way. In fact, you've had a conversation about it, I'm guessing, from the cards. And that's it. It's, do you want to take the leap? You know, do you want to take the leap? It's not too scary of a leap, mind you. You know, if you look here, this figure, let's pretend that they were standing in this treasure chest. They're just leaping onto the ground. But it's still, again, it's out of your comfort zone. What's really standing out is this outcome card is fabulous. This card is, you're ready for it. You know, for some, this can be an overwhelming card. This can be a card of like, I mean, the Queen of Cups is like emotion on top of emotion. So she is the figure she's, yeah, I'll just say that. It's emotions squared, without getting into like a little tarot lesson. Like, for example, if you had the Queen of Swords, the Queen would be like the Cups version of the Swords suit. Don't want to confuse you, but let's just keep it at, this is someone who has completely surrendered to all that is completely ready to take a leap. And I think I'm pretty much feeling like there's a closure here. Let's do maybe a couple love oracle cards. Let's see if there's any other message that needs to come through. Whoa, okay. That was interesting. Too many cards, Spirit. Just give me a little, I don't know, just a little something. Like I said, I think this is complete. Let's see, sometimes no cards come out, and that tells me that Spirit's like, no, we're done. Any love oracle cards for this reading? Yep, oh, okay. Well, we got 3, so let's just take them. And one fell on the floor. I gotta get it. Well, this one was flipped up especially, so yeah. It looks fantastic. Got the love card, which again, this one is definitely about attraction, passion. There is no question that the two of you have this. Yeah. And you're ready. You're ready to date. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date. You're both ready. Okay, good. This was actually good. Confirmation. And this is, again, pardon the gender, girl talk, but we could just say friend talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. This is where you are now. So what I mean to say is that, what Spirit's telling me is that this is not a rebound. There is nothing here to suggest that this is a relationship that's built on any kind of dependency. You don't need this person. That's a beautiful thing. You're both perfectly content single. You have friends. I'm getting that your partner is more of a one friend type thing, but maybe you're a little more social, or you could flip them. I don't know. But nonetheless, you're both okay on your own. You know, this isn't a situation in which you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this person. And this is probably why, it's because you're both okay on your own, that this is so weird and scary. Because it feels a little dramatic, a little more dramatic than you're used to. It clearly, from looking here, it's brought more, I never thought I would use the word drama in a positive way, but it has brought, it sort of has been, there's been an insurgent kind of action, fun activity, you know, where you might have been more, typically you're content staying home, having a quiet night to yourself, watching your Netflix, whatever. This has definitely, you know, infused your life with activity, but everything suggests that you should just take the chance and trust this relationship. Trust yourself first, always, of course, but you can trust it. It's just different. It's just really emotional and really, you know, you're both really stirred up in a good way. Okay, I hope that helps whomever it was that this was meant to serve. This is a kind of longer than normal video, but that's okay. All right, peace and love.